Hello, everyone, and namaste. Well, we are bringing an integrative therapies today, yoga and Ayurveda. Both are ancient old sciences, and we're going to find out how, when you combine these two beautiful sciences, how it can help women going through perimenopause and beyond. To talk about this, we have Ana. Ana has more than 15 years of experience working as a yoga therapist as well as Ayurvedic practitioner. Thank you so much joining me. Namaste.
Oh gosh, thank you. Namaste, Amita. Thank you so much for the opportunity to for being here and all. And I think it's very important to address, and I think your audience understands that a menopause, perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause are not imbalances. This is a natural process of life, you know, a lowering of certain hormones like progesterone and estrogen that, you know, the woman doesn't need anymore to prepare the lining of the uterus, to prepare the baby and all that stuff. But if it is regarded and can create problems and real imbalances later in life, like heart disease, cases of osteoporosis, and great number of urinary infections if not treated. So why does that happen, and why Ayurveda can be used along with yoga therapy to actually help those women not to be imbalanced like that? Well, first of all, they both merge the concepts of energetic levels in the body. Ayurveda also with that concept that we are part of the whole, we are part of nature, even though we think we are not, that we are beyond that, we are not. We just are part of the same rhythm of everything else in nature. So what is menopause? Menopause is this transitional phase of life that we're going from a pitta phase of life to a vata phase of life. So we are losing moisture, we are changing our hormones. And of course, it depending on the dosha, where we have most of our imbalances, let's say vata with the bone issues, pitta with inflammations, and kapha with the congestion and lymphatic congestion and weight gain. Menopause is going to be manifested in different ways. So first of all, we need to address which is the most outstanding imbalance in that particular person. And I think Ayurveda and yoga therapy are great because they address the individual needs of every single person. So it's not my prescription, your prescription of Ayurveda and yoga therapy is not going to be the same for this, or that. It's going to be different because we're going to take a look, what is the dosha of that person, the prakriti, physical constitution, and where is it imbalanced? Chances are that after the perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause, that dosha, that prakriti, that dosha that is imbalanced will manifest with a bigger imbalance later on. So let's say if you are super vata aggravated, chances are that you probably going to have more problems with your bones, and osteoporosis is going to be a big issue. So how do you address that? Pitta with inflammations, infections, hot flashes is a big thing. How do you avoid that? So cooling posture. So you in yoga, and then it comes the yoga therapy concept that for vatas, we tend to ground more. We tend to warm more. We tend to calm more because there's also the vata anxiety that manifests really with a very deep degree later on in life. And pittas, how are you going to address that? You're going to use cooling postures. You're going to use postures that work on the stomach level, that work on the hormonal level. And kapha, you're going to have to maintain a more dynamic yoga practice, more let's say that you don't hold the posture so much, but you do more like a vinyasa style type of practice. So let's say if you have tendency to do an to get bone issues, we're going to start with a posture, grounding postures, standing postures. Even the sun salutations, the Surya Namaskar is not going to be the same if you're aggravated in Vata or Pitta or Kapha. It's going to be different. We're going to hold the postures at a medium level. You're going to give emphasis to a drishti point, a more concentration point. I'm going to share my screen here a little bit. So I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm going to share it right now. Can you see it?
Yeah.
No. What did you see? Oh, this is the one that I want to share. I'm sorry. So this is just my contact here. And so what I was saying, the menopause is not a phase that you get fat or you get cranky, you get sad, you get, feeling awful. It's a phase that actually is supposed to be the best phase in your life, when you're free, when you're more stable. So why do you have those discomforts? So one very natural way to do that is to address those specific issues, not only with herbs, not only with lifestyle techniques, but also with your yoga practice. So one way to do the sun salutation is to do for vatas at a medium pace, focus on the drishti, the focus, the gazing point. Grounding postures, standing postures are very important. For pittas, I would say those postures that really work on the stomach area a lot, cooling postures, that's like uttanasana with the crossed arms, that you go low and you really take your time. Hot yoga is not a great practice for people who suffer from pitta imbalances and have the tendency for inflammatory stuff in the body, right? So taking that kind of stuff, bhujangasanas are very good, the cobra postures that you really press your stomach down to the ground. Those are very good for pitta imbalances. Not holding the posture for too long for pittas, because that's when you create the agni, the fire of the posture. When you hold, and it really happens, the heat. So not holding so much the postures for the pitta aggravated client, but do the opposite for the kapha aggravated client that needs the heat more, that needs the dynamism of the postures more. The kapha, what else? For kaphas, so the Surya Namaskar, I'm just taking that as an example. For the kaphas, you're going to do a very strong and fast and intense sun salutation with the 12 postures for kaphas. For the pittas, you're going to do a medium, not holding so much. And the vatas, you do a little bit more, a little slower, creating more heat, meaning holding the postures a little bit more and giving a very strong emphasis on the gaze, on the drishti. So it can also stimulate the nervous system. The pranayamas, which are very much used in yoga therapy as well. I would say that, of course, Nuloma Viloma, that balances the 3 doshas, the Surya Vedana with the right nostril for vatas, right, to stimulate, to warm up a little bit more. And for kaphas, for pittas, the sheetali, you inhale through the mouth and you exhale through the nose. That's very cooling for the body as well. The inversions for vatas are always also very good because it inverts the apana vayu, so it actually creates it's almost like a detoxification action in the body. And that's basically it. You have a slide there that says the approach is always individualized on taking the vikruti, the imbalances, so where there's excess of one dosha, the resulting imbalance will be related to the dosha that's predominant. So that's very, very important. I'm going to stop sharing here so we can talk a little bit. So basically, that's it. If we have a lifestyle in nutrition as well that pacifies the vata, the pitta, the kapha, like we always try to do, it's very important. An herbal, I'm not pro taking herbs all the time. I believe that those medicines are only taken when they are really, really needed. And I also believe if you live a lifestyle and you respect where you are, you're always going to be fine. And the perimenopause that start in the 40s, and the menopause that starts, I mean, that can variate 50s and then go longer. It depends on the person really, and the doshic aspects of that person. I think it's very, very important to realize that, but also important to realize that we are not supposed to feel miserable when we go through menopause. We are supposed to feel fine, and we are supposed to be productive, to be sleeping well, to be less anxious, and live a life to the, you know, to the fullest, because that's the time that we should be happier. We have the wisdom, we have, so, but that needs to be cultivated with action. That needs to be cultivated with every day. You have to take care of yourself, do your self-care, understand what you're going through, where you are, what kind of climate, what's going on, what you're watching, who you're talking to, and really take the action. And that's how you live a balanced and happy life with no hot flashes, right? Or at least diminished, because the hormones, the decrease of those two hormones are going to create that. But if you're more imbalanced in that area that is more vulnerable to that consequence, then you're going to suffer with inflammations at the end, which is called the post-menopause phase, you know, which is your vata phase of life, when there's dryness, the wrinkles, you know, and they all can come together. We can have a tridoshic imbalanced menopause as well, and it happens a lot. So that's what I would like to say, that and thank you so much for allowing me to be here.
Well, thank you so much, Ana. We are, the essence of this whole thing is to balancing your constitution. In Ayurveda, we call it doshas, right? And we can do it. Women can do it using the holistic therapies. You don't have to take all kind of medication if you don't want to. But using yoga and Ayurveda as therapeutic modalities, you can balance your internal as well as external, and just try to live in harmony during this beautiful phase of life. That's the essence. Thank you so much, Ana, for joining me. Any last comments? This is a quick 10-minute session that we bring on a daily basis, quick bites, keep it very simple. So thank you.
All right, absolutely. Thank you so much, and namaste.